Alright, welcome everyone to the Tony Hawk's Underground review. I know this is a bit odd considering, I reviewed Pro Skater 1 as my first review, so I'm skipping like 4 entries ahead in the franchise. But I really don't think I had, looking back at that video, I didn't really have anything interesting to say about the games. I might come back to Pro Skater 2 through 4 at a later point, because those ones I have way more to say about, but I just figured I'd play Underground 1 and 2 first. Maybe American Wasteland. I'll probably do like 3 of these reviews in a row. Though I still got to work on that Sunset Overdrive video. But yeah, no, I thought I would do this as a bit of fun because I know Underground 1 and 2 like the back of my hand, so I figured I'd be able to get these over with and done pretty quickly. And speaking, back to the topic, which is the game we're talking about. Underground 1 was a pretty big leap for the Tony Hawk franchise at the time, especially considering it had new movement mechanics. You could get off your board finally, and it had driving, which obviously not a lot of people like. Honestly, I'm glad they got rid of it by Underground 2 because it was such a useless mechanic. It was interesting though to see Neversoft experimenting with different stuff in this game though. Especially it breathed a lot of new life into the series with this. And heck, Underground 2, I would say gameplay wise is the perfect Tony Hawk game. I forgot if Pro Skater 1 Plus 2 has backflips and front flips or not, but that is easily like why Underground 2 has got to be one of my favorites gameplay wise. Well, I know I'm praising Underground 2, but Underground 1 has its place in my heart cuz literally it was the first Tony Hawk game I played. It was one of the first video games that stuck through with me throughout my life. It is an amazing game through and through. And speaking of that, let's get to the start of the game. The game starts with obviously a cutscene, considering it's got a story now. But it starts with your skater building his board, and then Eric Sparrow coming up to the window and telling you that Chad Musk has got a demo in New Jersey, which is the first level. Which it's pretty cool that they intro it first. They don't like send you straight to the character customization. They play an intro first, then you can get to the customization, which with Underground 2 is kind of weird because in Underground 2, instead of getting to customize your character in the story, you customize them like before you start the story, which you can do in this game, but most people won't do that. So then you go through the character customizer, which this has a good amount of options. You can change your face. There's even like goofy options like a skull and eyeballs, and you can even have a bag over your head, which is why the eyeball head is there. And then you can go through shirts, shoes. You can even adjust the scale, but that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things besides like how you look in gameplay because the cutscenes reset your scale options. I don't think a lot of people know that it actually resets your scale options in cutscenes. I think besides like the head, in which after you create your character, this leads into the tutorial section, which it's a pretty short tutorial because it really just explains how to get on and off your board and like all that. It's not even that. It's not even that like intrusive at all. It's just like, oh hey, you can get off your board now, climb the buildings, then do a caveman, and that's about it. Then you start doing you start going around New Jersey, and I like how the objectives are realistic this time. You go around New Jersey helping locals and doing stuff with Eric, which which I don't even think. Yeah, this is really the only game that plays the objectives into the story. I mean, Underground 2 technically does, but that's more so, oh, hey, challenges, because that's Underground 2 feels more like an MTV special rather than like a story about your skater. Because with Underground 1, it plays more into the Pro Skater 4 format, whereas Underground 2 sort of tries to play with a new format. But even then, they pretty much ditched it by the time they got to American Wasteland, where you could do the objectives in the level. It's sort of honestly, a weird mix of Pro Skater objectives and, like, Underground objectives sometimes. Because I know some challenges you can walk up to the NPCs and start it, but some you can just do in the level, like the destruction challenges and all that. Anyways, back to Underground 1 and not tangents about gameplay in the future games. But, anyways, yeah, actually, Underground 1 tries to go more story focused with everything. Hell, even the story is sorted out into chapters rather than like levels. So you actually just stay in the level for a bit, and it'll be like chapter 1, chapter 2. Hell, I mean, New Jersey gets reused twice in the story, which is honestly creative because you go through all the levels and then you go back to New Jersey. Speaking of the New Jersey story, I think where I left off was the beginning point where you start the tutorial with Eric. So after that, you do a few challenges, set up a promotion for Muska's demo, which is mentioned in one of the intro cutscenes, and then after that, Muska gives you his board. Then you go up and have to impress Stacy Peralta's shop staff. But wait a minute, it turns night, and apparently some drug dealers actually stole some boards from the shop, and then you gotta help them. So then, yeah, this is where you can easily. This mission is easily cheesed. I really don't know any other routes for this mission other than just jumping on top of the roof and then just going to the drug dealer house and going into this porch. Anyways, so you get the shop stuff back, but guess who shows up? Oh yeah, that fucker, Eric Sparrow. He's there, and he commits arson on a drug dealer's car. He commits arson on a drug dealer's car. Anyways, the next day rolls around, and guess what? You meet the man, Stacy Peralta. And he tells you he doesn't want the same old spots in New Jersey. He needs new tricks, new everything for your video. But the real question is, how are you going to get to new spots? You're a broke kid in New Jersey. Then Eric shows up. You know that arson he committed? He got caught, and the drug dealers are after him. So then fast forward to later in the day during the story, and you're with Tombstone Harry. You gotta get metal to build a ramp to go over the fucking bridge so you can get to the train station, because that's the only way you can get out of New Jersey is to train in New York. So then you go with you do this errand for Eric, jumping across rooftops to get this shit. Then the ramp is built, and then the fucking racers around your local neighborhood decide, hey, we're gonna help you, and they're macro machines. So you sketch one of their cars, and then with the ramp, you sketch it, and then you ditch it, and then you go over the bridge, which is fucking crazy. And then you unlock you don't unlock the train station just yet. You have to do a few more things, like annoying the security guard, which has one of my favorite fucking lines in this game in existence. It is hilarious.
What's your problem, Bacon Bits? Wake up on the wrong side of your mother this morning?
And then this annoying kid shows up, and you have to do a no touching the ground combo. And then Eric gets kidnapped, and then you have to go after him, and then you chase around this SUV on your board. Then fucking life-sized Hot Wheels show up again. Then you drive one of these life-sized Hot Wheels. Which, speaking of that, why did Neversoft feel the need to include driving mechanics in this, of all things? I can get getting off your board. That helps combos. But for fuck's sake, why do we need vehicles now? Underground 2 at least improved on this slightly by making it more so just like an actual thing you can skate the level with. And American Wasteland, much entirely, just making the fast travel the vehicles. But, again, you chase after this SUV, you commit property damage in the train station by crashing it through the glass doors, and then you and Eric hop on a train to New York, and that brings us to the next level, Manhattan. So in Manhattan, you're fucking broke. You got nothing to your name. You got to start fresh. Well, I say fresh. Oh yeah, and speaking of fresh, I got fresh drip. Look at this motherfucker. So anyway, when you get to New York, you do a few challenges to impress the locals. So, you know, you can get a video camera to record your skate video. So you do it's quite a bit of challenges. It's interesting because you do like a grind combo challenge, you do a score challenge. It's really just Pro Skater 4 objectives, honestly. It's just Pro Skater 4 objectives, and then fast forward to later, and then you and Eric are going to the Brooklyn Banks, and then you find a guy with a. I think I'll just play the cutscene because it's funny. The dialogue. I know it's a sports game, but the dialogue in this game is really funny.
Those guys have a camera. Maybe they'll let us use it to make our sponsor me video for Peralta.
Beam, you want to date?
I stopped dating dwarfs last week.
Sucky mug mob. Flips back to Jersey, tweakers.
Hey, let's just go skate. If we tear up your favorite spots, you guys help film us?
After that cutscene, you decide, hey, we're gonna help these skaters, so they'll let us use their camera. And then you do a few challenges, like following a skater to record a video, and then points challenges. You also commit insurance fraud if you would like to. Then one of the locals decides to help you get killer skate footage inside of a building. So then you go to the nut vendors, which that's like a running fucking joke in this game is the food vendors. From like I think at least there's at least one mission in every level besides Slam City Jam and I think Moscow that has something to deal with food vendors. And then you basically distract the guards, get in the building, and then the guy says, "Oh hey, pull this custom trick, the Nut Buster," which actually this introduces a new thing in the series, which gets utilized literally in this Underground 2 and American Wasteland, and that's it. Which is create a trick mode, which actually it's a pretty creative trick mode. It sucks that they didn't improve it until American Wasteland, because in American Wasteland the only improvement on it is that you can do grind tricks. It stayed grab and flip tricks. It stayed air tricks only for Underground 1 and 2. And then, you guessed it, Eric commits arson on a public transport vehicle. So then you get skate footage of you doing tricks over it, and then you send it to Peralta. Peralta likes the footage, and you're officially sponsored by him. And now you need to do some help around New.
Hey, man. I got the video you sent me. Wow. You got style. You are on the team, dude. You're definitely on the team. We gotta find a way to get you down to the Tampa Am contest.
Tampa? That would be insane. But I have like $3 to my name.
Don't matter, man. I'll tell you what. You run some errands for me in New York, and I'll flow you my vintage bus for the trip. Now tell me what you want to ride, and I'll send you all the free gear you need for the event, dude.
New York, so Peralta can give you his van and all that. And then we get on to Tampa. Actually, real quick thing before we get to Tampa, I forgot to mention, this game actually deals with sponsorships in a actually cool way. So, right before you get to Tampa, I forgot to mention this, you actually get sponsored by Peralta Shop, as noted by your character's shirt change, which is a Peralta Shop shirt. But the coolest thing is, all the boards are locked before you actually choose a sponsor. I just think that's cool. First you unlock the Peralta boards, and then like you have the sponsor boards, which you don't unlock until you actually choose your sponsor, which is a pretty cool mechanic. Sure, like Skate did it years later, but they didn't do it as well as this game did. I like the fact that it sort of plays into your character not really having any money, and so all those boards are locked because you didn't choose that sponsor. Unless, of course, you did a second playthrough, it's already unlocked, which, that happens. So getting into the Tampa level, the first cutscene is police brutality.
One bus lot detail. Violation. Sticker. One bumper's bad. Take you, big punks.
It's not our car, man. We borrowed it. We like cops.
Aren't you white meat supposed to be out fighting real crime? Like figuring out where that missing sprinkled donut went?
Oh, that real so far Martis. Cass, little kiss your goodbye. Oldest ass contators, buddy. That is, unless you're favor here, U.S. the.
But yeah, no, you and Eric don't get arrested, but they pull you over because you have a cops push a Mongo bumper sticker. True. But anyways, So yeah, you start at the level, you do some errands for the cops. I never thought I'd be saying that in the video game about skateboarding. But yeah, you basically get held captive by cops, do some errands for them. And then you can move on, and then Eric has you grind down Mayor Jed's signs, which I guess that gets at the police somehow. And then you steal a police car, or Eric stole the police car, and then you drive it around town, tricking the police into jumping into the like swamp bank. And then after that, you and Eric try to get into the Tampa Am, but Eric forgot to sign your name on the list.
Park's closed to the public.
Oh, now check the list. Eric Sparrow, a.k.a. the guy who's gonna win Best Trick tomorrow.
AKA Cocky Knucklehead. Okay, you're in. Whoa, easy there, Chief. The list's all checked off. What? You signed us both up, right?
Whoa. I mean, I sent mine for him in, you know.
Dude, look, I'll sign up now.
I told you the list is full. Feel free to watch from the bleachers, though. Yo, Thomasville! What's up, street dog? You been shrouding any 10-story rails with the old magic stunt wood?
Look, yeah, I'm sorry about this, but anyway, I gotta go skate. I mean, this could be my big break. And who knows, maybe you could impress a pro or something and get in too.
So he gets in the competition, but you don't. So you literally take Eric's advice seriously and decide to go around impressing pros, which it works. And then, holy shit, you get to impress Tony Hawk. Looks like we beat the game. The title character's here. Roll the credits. So after impressing Tony, he gets you into the Tampa Am competition.
Whoa, not bad. Where are you from?
I came all the way down from New Jersey for the Tampa Am.
Talk about a surprise attack. If you stay on your board tomorrow, you'll walk away with the contest.
I can't. It's full. I worked so hard to get a sponsorship from Stacy Peralta.
Stacy Peralta? I know that dude. He was my first sponsor too back in the 80s. Is he still into yoga? That's one weird dude, but cool as they come. Look, I can't make any guarantees, but I'll talk to the guys at the contest. Just show up tomorrow.
And then you do a competition. Like, it's just a score competition. You just get the best out of 3 scores, hope you get in the top 3, and then you beat the comp. And then after beating the competition, you get well, you don't get chosen. A bunch of pros think you're the shit. So then you actually get to choose your sponsor.
Good skating, man. That was insane. You gotta give me a call. I wanna hook you up with Birdhouse.
Hey, ease off. You got a ride for Flip, mate.
Hey, come here.
Would everybody just shut up for 5 seconds and let me talk to the damn kid? I gotta give it to you, that run was bullshit. No, in a good way, though. I'm gonna have to put you on Element, bottom line.
Skating in Philly is so much better than skating anywhere else. People always ask me, like, or something like that. It's just like, I don't want to, man. Building some mini ramps and skating on roofs and things like that.
For this playthrough, I went through Element, which I usually go 0 in this game, but considering 0 doesn't fucking exist in Underground 2, I did this for consistency with the reviews. But yeah, in these games, you usually see me run 0 boards, because that's my favorite skate brand. Well, 0 and Element are like my top 2. I don't really know what my top 3rd one is, but Yeah, Zero and Element I'll usually run in these games, but I did just Element so I could have a consistency with the character in Underground 2. And so after that, you go to San Diego to meet your entire team. And you meet like one of the funniest, not funniest, but like one of the most comedic characters in this game, the team manager Todd.
Hey, what's up? You get in from the airport okay?
Yeah, are you Todd, the team manager?
Hey, look, I gotta finish this meal before I go out to eat, so here's my skateboarding 101 spiel. The more coverage you get, the more crazy tricks you land, the more tours and free gear for you, okay? Just push yourself, show us your Skittles, and everything is cool.
Skittles?
Skills! Skittles means skills. What are you, from Idaho? Hey, look, the filmer's here to shoot some other guys. Go piggyback with them and get some coverage, all right?
What disappointed me as a kid is that you basically just go through a logo swap of all these cutscenes. I really wish you got like a different manager and stuff like that. But what can you ask for, man? It's not like they're gonna make separate models, separate cutscenes for everything, get different voices for it. And then after you do all that for your team, taking photos and getting footage, you have to set up a party, or at least the Todd makes you set up the party because you know you're the new guy. Why not? And then you go and you have a party, you get hungover, but guess who joined your team? Oh shit!
You gotta skate the demo at 3.
Yeah, what demo?
Team demo. New guy. Come on,
It's Eric Sparrow. He's back. It's Eric and he's back, bitch. So and you two have to make up so you two can stay on the team and do the demo. Which, speaking of that, you have to set up the demo because everyone, you have to get your gear back and find everyone and get some people surrounding for the demo because you know you got hung over and everyone decided to party while you passed out. Anyways, so you do the demo and then guess what? We're on to Hawaii. Which actually, quick side note about this: this review, at least recording, took like way longer than it was supposed to, because I had to redo the entire fucking storyline to get footage for like, footage for the entirety of Hawaii. Because for some reason my capture card, not my capture card, OBS stopped fucking working for some reason. I don't know why. It just stopped recording. It glitched out or some shit, or I accidentally hit stop recording while I was in the middle of the level. But I had to re-record the entirety of Hawaii for this. Actually, real quick thing before we get into Hawaii, I almost forgot to mention this. You can actually change what your HUD looks like in this game, which is like a feature that never appears in this series again. And I love it. It's such a non-important detail that they put into this. It is amazing. Okay, so now actually on to Hawaii. So starting in Hawaii, you do a few challenges. Actually, this one gets creative with it a bit. So you collect, there's one where you collect 5 lays. There's one where you interrupt wedding photos, and then there's this one which is basically a skate challenge, but you spell a Hawaiian word, which it changes with every difficulty, which I find is a pretty neat idea. And so after that, you get pulled over to the hotel pool by one of your teammates. And, oh, hey, guess what? The security guard from the New Jersey's back, or just reuses the same model. I'm not too sure. But then you wall plant the vending machine 3 times to get a candy bar, and then you go up to like a ledge, and then you acid drop into the pool, obviously making the chocolate bar look like a fucking piece of shit. Literally. And so then you do a few more challenges, like a luau competition, impressing some girls at the beach, and also that whole stunt we did also unlocked the pool. So there's a new place to trick. But after doing a few more challenges, we climb up on top of the hotel roof, and we get Eric up there, and we record some footage. And then the big one. We're getting to the big one finally. So your character decides, hey, I'm going to jump roof to roof doing a fucking McTwist. And then the helicopter shows up. And then that motherfucker is like, oh, hell yeah. So then you get special, and then you ramp over the fucking thing, and you land it. Though, I'm curious, has anyone ever landed on that fucking awning? Because that will come up later. And also, I'm going to have a bit of a rant once we get to Slam City Jam. Just be ready. And speaking of Slam City Jam, we are moving to Vancouver. Insert Nardwar joke here. Which this level really just boils down to basically doing... Well, yeah. Basically, this level is just you trying to get footage for the skate video, or at least more footage than you did in Hawaii, because Todd's complaining that there's not enough footage. You also are helping your team around Vancouver, because a lot of them got into trouble from partying. So then after that, you like help a few fans around town and stuff like that, and then you pick up everybody for the Slam City Jam. Then you finally get to the Slam City Jam. Honestly, I'm surprised these levels weren't just combined. Well, I mean, they are combined technically. But, like, it is so weird that Slam City Jam just takes up a whole level slot to me. Because, like, Tampa Am isn't its own level. I mean, it is Pro Skater 2X, but, like, in this game, Slam City Jam is its own entire level. Actually... Before we get into the level, I want to bring...
Time to introduce our newest pro, Eric Sparrow! Eric's on his way to the Moscow Invitational, and his first pro board will be coming out in 2 months.
You poached my shots. Where's my footage?
Oh, man, I couldn't bring myself to tell you. See, there was this thing at Customs.
Lying secret.
Hey! We go way back, so I'm gonna forget you just did that. Now listen, I got 3 parties to hit, but you better go rest up for the amateur contest tomorrow.
Just need some basic information from you. You're a pro? They entered you as an amateur.
Someone made a mistake.
People keep saying Eric stole the fucking Hawaii footage. He didn't steal the fucking rooftop jump footage. In case you forgot, all the shit you did on the rooftop before going over the helicopter, that was all filmed by Eric. There is the gap that goes roof to roof that's not roof to awning like the Hawaii footage is. And if Eric dropped the Hawaii footage at Slam City Jam, why the hell would he still keep the tape? He could just say you fucking doctored it. Like, what? I don't know if it's a running gag inside the Tony Hawk community or whatever, but, like, man, that annoys me so much watching those reviews back and hearing people say Eric stole the Hawaii footage. No, he stole your trick. He didn't steal your rooftop helicopter jump. I think it would be a pretty big detail if he said rooftop helicopter jump. Anyways, on the Slam City Jam. So, after that cutscene, you bring yourself over to the signing and you sign yourself up as a pro. Which actually, I heard this was inspired by a real story that Tony Hawk, like, he actually signed himself pro at a competition once and became a pro because of that. So, that was interesting because, if I remember correctly, this story is actually inspired by multiple pros and they actually gave their input on it. Okay, so yeah, in Slam City Jam, like, the first, like, set of challenges, it's literally just 4 missions. 2 of those are just the competition, so in reality it's just 2 missions, 2 comps. And one's a blimp mission, one's learning how to do hip transfers, and then you have the street and the vert comp, which, as you expected, is a street and a vert competition. You just stay in the one spot and just get points. Then after all that, Eric challenges you to a line challenge across Slam City Jam. And who would have thunk it? You beat his fucking score because he's a loser. So then, after that, you become pro. And then, after that, we go to Moscow, but there's a little section in Vancouver that you play through first. So, actually, first, this game introduced something that never came back. Never came back in any other game. Create a deck mode, which I'm surprised they ditched, because this was actually a pretty fun mode to, like, customize your own board. I didn't really make my own signature. I just sort of slapped stickers on the pre-existing deck I had. But that's what I like about it. You can either make your own design or you can just slap it like stickers on a pre-existing design and like make it your own stylized board, which is really cool to me. This game honestly is the peak customization for the Tony Hawk series, if anything. And then some other jerk off from the team tells you, hey, dude, board sales aren't important. You need a shoe sponsor. So what do? We get a shoe sponsor. No, it doesn't get any fanfare like the board sponsor. We don't get any. And honestly, it would have been cool to get some board sponsor videos, but I guess it makes sense at the time considering, you're in a rush to get a shoe sponsor, which is kind of hilarious to me. So then, and after that, in a rush, some dude tells you that your team's heading to Moscow on their team bus. So then you have to get your shoes, you got to get your trophy, you got to get your shit, get out. Then you have to stop the bus by jumping in front of it, which I tried. I actually played through the game on sick after this playthrough. And that mission solely was such a bitch to just try to do. It took me like several attempts before actually managing to get in front of the bus. It was horrible. Okay, so now on to Moscow, which, I actually like this detail. I mean, I keep changing my skater's outfit throughout the levels because I like messing around with the creator skater. But, like, they actually, like, when you get sponsored by Peralta for the first time, you actually get, like, his team shirt, and that stays on your skater because, you don't really have anything else. You probably only have your Peralta shirt and the shirt you had at the start of the game. And then in Moscow, you get a jacket, which I think is funny. Anyways, when you get to Moscow, you do a couple things. You do, like, a few things for the locals. You do some, like, challenges to get warmed up for the team demo. And then Bam and Todd have you, like, open the gate to the level because Moscow, another thing about only 2 levels do this, and it's Moscow and New Jersey, where they have a section locked off until a certain point, which, understandable, it paces the level out way better than you think it would. But anyways, after that, there's a cutscene. And one thing that I never noticed until now is that no matter what sponsor you choose, Eric keeps his flipboard, even though he's got his pro model at this point in the career, which I never understood why they didn't just swap out the texture at this point, considering he's gone pro, he has his pro model, he's still stuck on the flipboard, which it only makes sense if you have Flip as your sponsor, but it doesn't change for any other sponsors, which is hilarious to me.
Oh, tank, look at these tanks. Damn, look at these tanks.
What's up? Aren't you stoked about getting Best New Pro?
Well, it's not a done deal yet. It's pretty close between me and Eric.
Sup, guys? Listen, I've been thinking, we can't keep this up. Remember how I used to torch action figures with you? I acted like a dork. I'm sorry. I got carried away.
Aw, I'm touched. Really? Now get out in front of those cameras and earn your keep.
It's so good. We can't go skating right now. Look at these tanks.
Then after this, you do a few more challenges, like scoring on the newscast and also doing, like, a favor for locals. Which this one, I say, has the most doing favors for locals mission in the game. This has got to be the one, like, where it happens all the time in this game. So then we prep with Eric for a doubles show, and then after that, it's fast forward to the night, and then Eric gets fucking wasted, and I'll just show you the cutscene because, oh my god.
What's up? Me and old Vlad told me it was okay. And Vladimir here feeling good. Good and listen tonight. Hey, you like we take a test spin?
You can't be serious.
Oh, Moscow. Oh, man. Bam's gonna be so... Oh, man. Bam's about this. He finds out I'm gonna be so jealous when he...
Stop it! Dude!
Endless grind, man! Woo!
Come on, Eric! Dude, Eric, come on, man! Open this thing! Let me out! Man, come on! Eric!
When I saw him steal the guard's keys, I knew
us anymore. Get the check from the parent.
he was up to something stupid. I tried to stop him, but he wouldn't listen.
Absolutely not. I mean, not me. This kid.
Responsible for, no?
No!
There's $700,000 in damages you're responsible.
Doesn't even skate, Prince.
You are very lucky your embassy has freed you.
The kid's off the team.
And then after that, you get arrested for it because Eric's a little bitch and won't fucking admit anything. And so you get let out, and then you do some favors so you can get in contact with, like, Russian spies. And then you had to do some MGS shit in Tony Hawk to get out of Russia. And then it's back to fucking New Jersey. But before we get to the final level, and actually, yeah, just final level. I mean, unless you include the bonus levels, which we will also get into after this. I want to talk about the soundtrack, which the soundtrack is a really unique blend of, like, rock songs, rock and hip hop at the time, and some late 90s stuff, but it's mostly, like, the mid-2000s, like, albums that released in, like, the past 3 years at that point, which I really like it. I'm probably gonna put up, like, my top songs, like, edited in, or, like, the top 5 songs from this soundtrack, or what I just recommend listening to from this soundtrack, because people make playlists of this. Most of the songs in the latter half games are on streaming services most of the time, so you can find this basically where you listen to music. Anyways, on to the final section, which is just New Jersey again, but different. So arriving back from Moscow, you run to Eric, who's basically become a cartoon villain rich guy now. And he just like, hey, fuck you, asshole. You're not cool anymore because of that shit in Russia. Even though, yeah, he knows he caused it because he's a dick. And then you go to Stacy Peralta's, like, skating's not like the old days, man, where everyone was a fucking dope addict. Anyways, so you do a few things in Jersey before you decide, hey, why don't we make a skate video with a bunch of pros to show what skating's really about to the kids, man? And Stacy Peralta's like, yeah, that's a cool idea, guy. Do it. So then you do some more challenges. Mike V shows up like, hey, man, I think what you're doing is cool. And then you name your team and you choose some pros to do, like, the challenges that are about to come up. And then a cutscene plays where Peralta gives you a list of spots that he's been saving for years. And this I actually like. This is an interesting way to end the game. You play as the pros doing these, like, random challenges across the maps you played. And it sort of makes me wish Underground 2 was a bit longer and ended with a semi-similar finale but it didn't really make sense considering all the pros got eliminated by the point you got to Skatopia. But, like, I really like the way they end this. It tests your skills. It truly tests your skills to do these challenges. And after completing this, you get basically all the pros you chose films, which even then after you beat the game, you unlock all of it. So, but I think I'll play at least a few clips of these because I actually like this. And then after that, Eric shows up. And he's like, hey, I got the Hawaii footage. I'm going to fucking keep it for myself unless you beat this challenge. So then you do this fucking challenge where you hit all the spots across Jersey. Which, it is... I don't know why, but like every console but PS2, I can do this at least within a few tries. I can't do it on PS2 for some reason, which I'm using Xbox footage, so that's why I did it pretty easily. But even then, after that, Eric whines like a little bitch, you get your tape back, and then boom, credits. But wait, there's more. So after this, you actually unlock the Kiss concert level, Hotter Than Hell. And if you light up the Kiss letters around the level, you actually get a short promo for a concert DVD, which why? This game in like fucking Proving Ground is like so weird with its band inclusions. Proving Ground at least made a little bit of sense because like the Rolling Stones were in Guitar Hero 3, so that sort of checks out. But it still doesn't make any sense to me why they're so plastered all over the game. It's ridiculous in there. And then we get to the secret stuff. If you didn't see, I actually was trying to get the secret level unlocks and the tapes as I was going through the game. But I recorded the extra footage of me getting those, so I'll probably put those here. But there's 3 levels unlockable in this game. It's School 2, Hangar, and Venice, which I think School 1 was actually like in one of the prototype builds, actually one of the planned levels, which obviously ended up getting into Underground 2, ironically enough, so it's sort of swapped around. And then after that, after that, if you complete the story mode on normal, you unlock Iron Man and Gene Simmons and Iron Man, and then if you beat the game on Sick, you get Thud, which is like a sort of character based on old 1950s like monster movies. And so, honestly, I would give Tony Hawk's Underground 1 a 9 out of 10. It's a very good game. I highly recommend this one. It was my first experience with like extreme sports video games when I was a kid. I played the shit out of this. There is probably numerous lost memory cards with just hundreds of saves of this game alone. It is crazy. And honestly, I would give it a 10 out of 10, but it's just sort of like the story, like it's not an amazing story. It's literally like you could make a generic action, like extreme sports movie out of this. Not saying that's a detriment. It's well written, but like the story is good, but not that great. The gameplay, it's sort of lacking at some capacities, especially if you play the later games, because like Underground 2, in my opinion, perfected the gameplay down to a T. That's all I really have to say about that, but it's an amazing game. You can't deny that. Underground 1 is amazing as an extreme sports game. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say about that now. So, subscribe if you want to, like the video, dislike it if you disliked it, leave a comment letting me know your thoughts on this game, and I'm out. Hopefully I'll see you at the Sunset Overdrive review if I actually get that done.
You serious? You miss your Ollie, we'll be sending you back to Jersey in a coffee can.
Todd said he wanted something big. This is it.
Stamps?
You go ahead, keep telling yourself you're happy, but it ain't about the money.
I can't believe I'm wasting my time with this jackass.
Okay, and welcome to a dramatic reading of Dave Strider's review of Tony Hawk. Okay, review of Tony Hawk. No, not the game, just the guy. Never played a Tony Hawk game. I've never met Tony Hawk either. I mostly just go by photos of. You know what's fucking bullshit? Is the fact that, like, when Dave gets introduced, fucking Hussey actually, like, edited the photos together of, like, fucking Project 8. Alright, alright. Alright. Look at this goofy motherfucker. It looks like Kevin Sorbo had a savage face collision with James Woods' note. I didn't say they had the love child. People who use that phrase are fucking assholes. You would never get the idea he makes a ton of dough scooting around on a wheeled up piece of wood made for little boys. Hey, haggard dude, yeah, you with the goonish facial proportions. Can you go nab me some sick air and while you're at it, while you're out there, why don't you find a real job? Skateboards haven't been as legitimately cool since probably Michael J. Fox outmaneuvered Biff in the 50s and fed him a world of cow shit, I think, to prevent himself from fucking his own mom. That and Bart Simpson, but Bart Simpson was never cool. No one actually thought he was cool, even in the thick of their early 90s delirium. He's never actually said anything clever. Now that I think about it, he was vaguely effeminate, which would be fine, I guess. but but it betrayed his way for thin eat my shorts attitude, and maybe 20 years of having your lines delivered by a woman will make that happen. Seriously, even the idiots in the 90s weren't really sure what eat my shorts meant. It's like they were aware it was a retarded thing to say on some level, albeit dimly, and let some shitty characterization slide because it was a funny show. Dear Matt Groening, being a cool kid means more than hating school and dishing out mediocre sass over the span of 7 presidential terms. I don't know. This character is so old already. Maybe I should start ripping Jughead into asshole or something. Maybe Lil Abner while I'm at it. What the fuck am I even doing? Then I think approximately for 2 years in the 90s, people thought rollerblades are cool, and then someone splashed a picture of cold piss in all of our faces and woke us the fuck up from that nightmare of fucked with Frankenstein shoes in his sleep as a practical joke. If you're wearing rollerblades, you might as well shuffle down to the pawn shop and fork. I was a fork over your dick, because you just came so frightening to women. They'll start handing out pink ribbons en masse to promote you awareness. Basically, anybody who gets bent out of shape about anything that has wheels needs to be whipped briskly across the cheek with a wishbone of a huge flightless bird. What the fuck? Just deep fried Tony Hawk. I don't care about this suddenly. That was fucking.